Fighting for freedom, liberty, and the restoration of the Constitution. The Patrick Riggins Show. Call in now at 865-243-8255. That's 243-TALK. And now your host, Patrick Riggins.
This is Patrick Riggins. Tori's changing the words to the music. Yeah, that would be one we probably can't play.
No.
We could play it on Sirius or something.
The unedited version.
Yeah, on the satellite. All right.
Unedited Tory funky mix.
Yeah, that would be it. Funky, yes, exactly. That's what that would be. All right. All right, this is Patrick Riggins. Enough with the laughter.
Wait, a little bit more.
Oh, yeah. Tori's fulfilling requests.
Yeah, if you got a request, call up right now. Call up at 865-243-TALK.
No, do
we'll get
not.
your request right on the radio right now. Come on, call us up.
Yeah. Ignore Tori. Ignore the man behind the curtain.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, we're going to have
your show.
Yeah, we're turning into the Tory Music Hour. All right. When we left off, I remember where we were. Don't worry. When we left off, we were talking about blood, sweat, and tears. No. We were talking about, what were we talking? Oh, gay marriage.
Gay
yes,
marriage.
of course, and gay rights. I got it in my notes right here. So, anyway, we're talking about, boy, this show is just kind of deviating, rolling off the tracks a little. Now everybody's they're starting to reach over and push that button on the radio. Don't hit it. We're getting the show going. Anyway, talking about gay rights, gay marriage. Changes are coming, is all I can say. I think people who are getting tired of what the Republicans are doing are starting to flock to the Libertarian Party. They just don't know it yet. Then we'll see the true colors of the Republicans when half of them end up in the Democrat Party. They're a true home to begin with. Then we'll start to see a realigning of the Republican Party, and who knows, maybe even combining large elements of the Libertarian Party. The key, of course, for the Libertarians, which we don't have a problem with, but the key for the Republicans is a consistency of message. And more importantly, what we kind of stand for, consistency in the rule of law. Law should be consistent across the board. Either we are all held to the same standard and survive as a free country, or we all aren't and continue down the road to tyranny. Only tyranny can exist when different groups of people are lobbying the government for privileged treatment. As I noted at the start of this show, we are seeing what happens when we unevenly enforce laws. We have government for sale to the highest bidder. Because if I can buy off the government, then I can get myself exempted from a law or regulation, which in most cases carries the force of law. So if I can pressure Congress in the same way, make them recognize gay rights as something more than what other citizens receive, then I can get special treatment for one class of citizens over another, something that used to be distinctly un-American, but unfortunately is becoming more and more common. But what if, you may say, what if I get fired for being gay? Well, so what? You worked at that company. You know what goes on. Now use what you've learned and start your own company. Work hard and put that company that fired you out of business. Even better, when it goes out of business, hire your former boss. If you're the vindictive type, hire him and then fire him after 2 weeks, or her. If we are free, the government cannot say whether you can or cannot. To be honest, though, the route to really getting that old boss back would be to hire him or her and then treat them just like all your other employees. By doing so, you'll be demonstrating you're so much better than they are. And that internal embarrassment, the type you cultivate by returning good for bad, nothing will make a person feel worse and usually make them change their way of thinking. So you will help turn an individual's attitude around. Of course, if that doesn't work, then fire them. The point is, we used to have freedom in this country. What did that mean? I've talked about it before, but it means the freedom to do whatever I want as long as I'm not infringing on your freedom. Simple as that. If I want to recognize and provide same-sex spouse support in my company, then I can. If I choose not to, I can do that as well. It's none of the government's business. If you don't want to shop with me due to my policies, that is your freedom. If I end up going out of business because of my freedoms or because of my beliefs and practices, oh well, that's life. But if I do well because of them, then you can't condemn what I'm doing. You can condemn what I'm doing, but you cannot legislate me out of business. Then you are infringing on my right to operate as I wish. You are infringing on my freedom to be a bigot, a homophobe, whatever I want. Whichever path I choose, the customer can vote their acceptance, or they may not care one way or the other, but everyone lives in freedom. The problem comes when people try to force their ideas and values onto others through government, through law. This is what I meant when I said in the last segment, the major stumbling block to your freedom is accepting other people's freedom. Your freedom to act and live as you wish while allowing others to do the same. This is the essence of libertarian thinking. For those of you tuning into the show for the first time, you're probably hearing things you agree with but didn't know libertarians supported. You probably thought we're all a bunch of dope-smoking legalization conspiracy kooks. Well, welcome to reality. Libertarianism is probably closer to original American thinking than any other party in this country today, despite what the two major parties would have you believe. I think most Americans want freedom. They want to be left alone. They just cannot bring themselves to rally around the Libertarian Party yet. What it's going to take, I don't know. I do believe we need to continue to spread the message far and wide. One of the ways I try to do this is through this radio show, and I hope you, the listening audience, appreciate it and tell others what you hear here each Sunday. And feel free to tell me, too. You can email me or hit our Facebook page. It's at facebook.com/Patrick Riggins Show. That's one way you can let us know if you agree with what's going on or if you don't agree with what's going on. One other thing real quick I wanted to get to before this segment is up. One of our buddies, Walter Williams, well, he's not my buddy. He probably doesn't even know I exist, but Walter Williams wrote a column, and I just want to read real quickly some of it. But the column starts out with President Barack Obama narrowly defeated Governor Mitt Romney in the popular vote, 51% to 48%. In the all-important Electoral College, the difference was larger, with Obama winning 303 electoral votes and Romney 206. He goes on to say, let's not think so much about the election's outcome, but instead ask, what's so good about democracy and majority rule? How many decisions in our day-to-day lives would we like to be made through majority rule or the democratic process? How about the decision to watch a football game or Law and Order? What about whether to purchase a Chevrolet Volt or a Toyota Prius? Would you like the decision of whether to have turkey or ham for Thanksgiving dinner to be made through the democratic process? Were such decisions made in the political arena, most of them would deem it tyranny. Now, democracy and majority rule give an aura of legitimacy and decency to acts that would otherwise be deemed tyranny. Most people would agree that having our decisions on what television shows to watch, what kind of car we'll purchase, what we'll eat for Thanksgiving dinner, made through the democratic process is tyranny. Why isn't it also tyranny for the political process to determine decisions such as how much should be set aside out of our paycheck for retirement, whether we purchase health insurance or not, what type of light bulbs we use, or whether we want to purchase 32 or 16-ounce soda containers? The founders of our nation held a deep abhorrence for democracy and majority rule. The word democracy appears in neither of our founding documents, the Declaration of Independence nor the Constitution. Now, James Madison had written, measures are too often decided not according to the rules of justice and the rights of the minor party, but by superior force of an interested and overbearing majority. Now, what Mr. Williams goes on to acknowledge and state is that we talk about majority, we talk about, we need to get rid of electoral college, we talk about ruling by majority. that is not what this country was set up to be. It's set up as a republic to guard against that sort of thing. And when you make decisions that way, politics enters in too much, and we start having what I just talked about, different groups lobbying government to get their special little presents and packages from the government. Anyway, we're up on the last break here on the Patrick Riggins Show. Oh, yeah, there's Tory with the Philadelphia Freedom. When we come back...
Playing only the hits.
Yeah.
On WNOX.
Call him during Spanky Show. When we come back, we'll get to that Jack Sparrow thing I want to talk about real quick. It's really good. Stick with us on it. It's a really great quote from him. This is Patrick Riggins with the Patrick Riggins Show. We'll be back after a couple of minutes.
I used to be